Morning, Men and Warriors. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate Hartley and I share a weekly video with you every Monday about something related to menopause. Today, I'm actually going to talk about the things I stopped doing to help get rid of belly fat and just to maintain a healthy weight throughout my perimenopause and menopausal years. I'm 53. I do not take any HRT. I have nothing against it. We're all entirely different. Different people need different support. I've followed lifestyle procedures right the way throughout, and I think they have done me a lot of favors. And one of the most common things I get from ladies that I work with is, how do I lose the perimenopause or the menopause weight gain? What you used to do is no longer working, and you might even be starving yourself. You might be working out even harder. You're trying all these things and nothing seems to be happening. And I just want to really assure you that with just a few simple steps, you can make a really big impact on how you navigate your menopausal journey. And weight loss is something that you can achieve, healthy weight loss. When I went through perimenopause, I struggled with the same. This has really been me using myself as a guinea pig and then using the systems that I use with other ladies, and it works incredibly well. Essentially, probably what you need to do is eat slightly different things, probably eat more, and probably work out less, incorporate strength training. But I just want to go through the things that I actually stopped doing in order to get the best results that I have seen so far. The first one is booze. Now, I love red wine, and in full disclosure, I still drink two and a half small glasses of red wine, literally pretty much every single day. And it's something I really enjoy, but I do know that there is that sacrifice. So if I did not drink the red wine, the fluff would completely go. I have got a little bit of extra fluff. I'm quite happy with that bit of extra fluff because it's only a small amount. And I do incorporate other healthy lifestyle things, which I'll share with you today. But if I really wanted to go super lean, if I was going to go on holiday and, I'd got a beach holiday booked, I might actually go teetotal for a while. It will also, when you cut out the booze, not only does it get rid of the fluff, it helps you with brain fog. You will feel much clearer in your thoughts. You also notice, because I do have periods when I go completely teetotal, it's almost like this sort of fog lifts from you, and you never realize that you were living in the fog, but you do find that this fog sort of lifts and you gain extra clarity. Also, if you're struggling with your mental health, if you're finding that the anxiety is creeping up on you, that you're feeling depressed, alcohol has a really depressive effect on you. And so if you are struggling with your mental health, negative thoughts, you've got those spiraling thoughts and holding you down, you feel like you're stuck in this fog and you just do not know how to get out of it. I don't know, is fog even a word? Strange words pop into my mouth these days. But you will find that by cutting out the booze, you will really do yourself a lot of benefits. I know it's so like you get to the end of the day, it's just, oh, I'm going to pour a glass of whatever your favorite tipple is. And in small amounts, that can be very relaxing. If you are struggling with your mental health, cut out the booze. You will find within a week or so, you're going to be feeling so much better. It might take you a little bit of time to calibrate. Your sleep will improve too. The depth of your sleep will improve. And sleep is just so important for us throughout our lives, but particularly as we go through perimenopause and menopause, particularly if your sleep is erratic at the moment. Cutting out alcohol is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Number two is refined sugars, and that is sweets, cakes, donuts, pastries, croissants, that sort of thing. Sugar in your tea, artificial sweeteners are equally, they just do not touch them. I did the test myself not long ago, and I had a Smint in the car. I was starving hungry. I just wanted to refresh my mouth a bit. And I had a Smint, and within like seconds, I could feel in my knees and my ankles and my wrists, I had like shooting pains. I thought, this is really weird. Where did this come from? Tried it again. It was the Smint. Artificial sweeteners, there's a lot of published evidence out there to suggest that they are not good for you. If you really need a sweetener, if it's something you like in your tea or coffee, try a little spoonful of honey. Or if you are vegan, try a little bit of stevia. Stevia is much, much sweeter than honey, but you want to keep out of the refined sugars. As we go through the menopause and our estrogen levels fall, well, all of our hormones fall, but estrogen is the main one we sort of talk about at the moment. As estrogen falls, cortisol rises, one of our stress hormones, but also that triggers the rise of our insulin. We want to be helping our bodies rather than burdening our bodies, and refined sugars we don't need them. So I know they are highly addictive. They are really hard to cut out. But if you're struggling with, like, maybe you have a biscuit or a sweet yogurt after you've had your lunch. By the way, yogurts, if they've got flavors to them, just check the sugar label because they're probably very high in sugar. If you want a yogurt after your meal, it's great because they're a healthy source of protein, but add some of your, maybe put some banana slices in it, but also add some berries. They're really high in antioxidants, high in fiber, everything that's going to really support your health, but it gives you a healthy sweetener, as it were, after your meal, rather than having, resorting to the cookie jar or that sort of thing. Dates are, I call them nature's candy. They are one of the healthiest things that you can eat. As a snack, I eat dates pretty much every single day of my life. They're also a good source of boron. Boron is a trace element that we need more of as we go through menopause. It's very, very good for us. So consider getting some dates. Yes, they are quite high in sugar, but it's healthy sugars, and they've also got the fiber and all the other healthy things that go along with them. So dates are a really good alternative if you're looking for something a bit gooey and gloopy. Maybe you love toffee or fudge, have a date instead. The other thing you want to cut out is things like refined starches. So your white flour, your pasta, your pizzas. However, if you love your pizzas, have pizza, but make a cauliflower crust pizza. That is what a lot of the ladies in the nutritional system that we follow use. I've used it myself before. You can also make something called cloud bread, which is made out of various ingredients, but also includes egg whites. And it's just a healthy alternative. If you eat healthy bread, particularly if you bake your own, sourdough is a fermented bread. It's a really good bread for you. Brown bread, granary bread, those sorts of things, they are better than the slices of white bread. But if you're eating things like pasta, I would just cut them out. Gluten also is inflammatory. That is not going to help you lose weight in menopause. If you like your starchy veggies, substitute potatoes. I'm a potato fan. I still do eat potatoes, but I've cut down the amount of potatoes that I eat. Substitute with things like squash, sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice. If you love white rice, basmati rice has a lower GI index than white rice. So basmati is a healthier option. Bulgur wheat, mung beans, adzuki beans. Unfortunately, with beans, legumes, I'm so gassy with those these days. I don't really touch them anymore, even though I love them. But if you like the grains and you want to substitute for something healthier, try the bulgur wheat, try the quinoa. Bulgur wheat has a higher nutritional profile to rice. So try things like that. See which you prefer. Yes, they do have a slightly different consistency. We use things a lot like cauliflower rice, actually, instead of rice. I personally prefer it. I love to be able to get an extra portion of veggies in my meal. If we have like spaghetti bolognese, I won't have the spaghetti. I have spiralized courgettes or zoodles, noodles, a zucchini noodles. And I bought a really cheap spiralizer. I think it was less than 12 quid from Tesco. And I just spiralize my courgettes that way. And I just literally pan fry them in some olive oil or coconut oil for a few, literally 2-3 minutes just to warm them up. And then I dump my bolognese sauce on top of that. It is delicious. I find courgettes help me shed weight really fast or shed fat really fast. So again, it's just working out what suits you. But if you can stay away from the refined sugars and the refined carbs, you're going to be doing yourself a huge service. Next one is long distance endurance activity. So it could be long distance running, long distance cycling, long distance swimming. I love swimming, but it doesn't serve you if you want to burn fat effectively in menopause. You need to be strength training. Long distance anything is going to deplete your muscle mass. At this stage of life, we want to be building muscle. We want to be improving our stability. We want to be maintaining our mobility. You might be getting joint pain. Well, strength training is going to help with that. If you are doing things like cycling and swimming, there's no resistance to it. Yes, okay, there's a little bit of resistance through the air with the bike and the pedals and the water. You need to be doing things that rely upon your force against gravity, ideally using weights. They don't need to be heavy weights, but you do need to be incorporating some type of strength training in order to boost your metabolism, to burn fat more effectively, and to keep lean and strong. If you're not using it, you absolutely will lose it. When I talk about endurance training, I'm talking about over 30 minutes, really. Cardio also, it can stimulate your stress hormones, which can increase your chances of belly fat. Your body also gets used to it. So if you say, oh, but I've run for 5 miles or 10 miles 5 days a week, every day of my life or adult life, your body's actually probably not benefiting that much from it because your body's got used to it. It's really important that you're changing things up regularly, because then it's sort of, your muscles have a new challenge. It's good for your brain. There is a fabulous running program that I did not long ago, and it includes like 20 minutes of really focused running. So all sorts of different, short sprints, longer sprints. You go up the pyramid, you come down the pyramid. It's fabulous. For somebody who struggles to run, I became so much more of a confident runner. And it also incorporates 20 minutes of strength training before you do your run. So you're building your muscle, and also if you love your running, you really rely on that runner's high, you get the benefit of that. But it's led by a Spanish international track athlete. She is fabulous. If you really love your running, I would suggest just message me about the running program, and I will share some details with you about it, because it is fabulous. No matter where you are at in your running career, it'll help you get faster, or it'll help you become a more confident runner if, like me, you feel like you set off an earthquake every time your foot hits the ground. Quickly on intermittent fasting. We're talking today about fat loss, not weight loss. And I know there will be a lot of divided opinion on intermittent fasting. If you're using intermittent fasting as your healthy protocol, and you're maintaining strong, lean muscles, and you've got a healthy weight, and you're feeling happy, you've not got the belly fat creeping up, stay with it, because we're all absolutely different. But on the whole, and this is something that I found, I used to do the 16-8. So I would fast for around 16 hours and I'd eat within an 8-hour window. I've also done the 5 days of eating and then the 2 days pretty much of fasting. I struggled with that because I love food, but it really maintained a healthy weight a few years back. However, recently, because I started this body recomposition program back in the new year, and I thought, okay, I'm going to start to have a protein snack before I do my workout, because it is heavy lifting. It's been brilliant. I've got the most amazing, finally, like the workouts I do have lifted my booty, but finally I feel like I've got really nice curved booty, and my arms and my shoulders have become more defined. Despite drinking my wine, I feel like I'm in really, really good shape at the age of 53. And that's not just to brag, it's just to really sort of go on to talk about the benefits of that body recomposition program. But also I started eating a protein snack before, and that was Greek yogurt, milled flaxseed or linseed, because that's very high in protein. I also had some of my adaptogenic herbs protein shake on top of it. And then fresh berries, maybe half a small banana, and some crumbly bits of dragon fruit, freeze-dried dragon fruit on top, because I'm just a dragon fruit fan. And that has worked really, really well. And then I'd have my brunch sort of 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then I'd have another adaptogenic herb superfood shake that's got the protein, the fiber, the adaptogen herbs, the digestive enzymes, the pre and probiotics, with frozen cauliflower or frozen butternut squash. You can't taste it, but it gives it a creamy consistency. It makes it a bit more filling. And that also helps regulate your blood sugars, and that would see me through until mealtime. I'd normally have a handful of nuts before my evening meal, and then I'd have my evening meal at about sort of 7:30. I found that works really, really well. I've built muscle. I feel like I've burnt fat, and I feel like I'm in really, really good shape given my age. And well, even as a 20-year-old, I still feel I would be really, really good shape. And that is by incorporating more protein in my daily diet, as it were. So that has broken my intermittent fasting regime. And intermittent fasting, for some women, especially if you're doing it quite extremely, that stresses your body. So while it might be good for weight loss, it's not necessarily good for fat loss. You need to be maintaining your muscle, and at some point, it actually starts to degrade your muscle. It starts to eat up your muscle because you're hungry. Because you're hungry, your body's gone into stress, so it can increase your stress hormones, the cortisol, which also has a breaking down effect on your body. So you're also risking inflammation as well, which can create more bloat and more belly fat. It's a bit of a catch-22. If what you're doing is currently working for you, I'd say stick with it until something starts to change. If you're really focusing on fat loss and you need to start muscle building, you need to get healthier and fitter, you are one of those women who is struggling with that menopause weight gain, I would start to eat more protein, incorporate strength training, and just eat foods, whole foods with a single ingredient, not something that comes in a packet, not that's something that's called a healthy microwave meal. Nothing is as healthy as a vegetable or a fruit and a piece of meat if you eat meat, or whatever your equivalent might be if you're veggie or vegetarian or vegan. Eat proper healthy food. It doesn't need to come, the cakes, the cookies, the biscuits, while they're highly addictive, they are just doing you absolutely no favors at all. Find healthy alternatives like the dates, like fruit. If you feel like you need something sweet, have an apple, have a banana, have a peach, have an apricot, whatever it might be. Find something that you can use as a healthy alternative, or make your own healthy snacks. Really quick recipe is just blend some dates with some oats, maybe some raw cacao nibs, maybe some fresh blueberries, whatever you want to stick in it, milled linseed because of the high protein. Roll them into balls. You can roll them into cocoa powder to dust them, or coconut nibs, or whatever you want, coconut flakes rather. And then just put them in the deep freeze, and then daily when you need a healthy snack, just grab one out. You don't need to let them defrost. You can nibble them, and they are absolutely delicious. They will do you so much better than a biscuit or cookie, cake, donut, whatever it might be. And then finally, I started not feeling guilty about making my health my priority, because when I'm healthy and happy, everybody else around me benefits as well. In one of our nutritional programs, she goes on about the JOMO, not the FOMO, so the joy of missing out. And it made so much sense to me, the joy of saying no to the donut at work. If somebody brings in a plate of cakes or whatever they might be, and it's really hard to resist, or you might have, I don't know, Friday pizza at lunchtime. The joy of missing out and having the healthier alternative, you will feel so much happier within yourself afterwards. You might get the short-term gain if you go for the slice of pizza, or if you go for the piece of cake. Yeah, it's delicious while you're eating it, if you like that sort of thing. But after you've had it, you set up this negative chemical reaction. That's one of the reasons I really do not agree with the calorie counting protocols, because a donut can contain less calories than an avocado, but an avocado is going to help you burn fat more effectively. The donut just sets up this terrible chemical reaction within your body. It puts you into stress. You're going to gain fat even though it's got fewer calories in it. It's nonsense. It's just chemicals wrapped up in sugar and fat. Why the heck would you ever stick that between your lips? I just can't see the point of it. And I know you may love donuts. You might love the texture of them. If you do love donuts, ask yourself, what is that texture? Because often it's not just the actual thing you're eating, it's the texture of it, the crunchy, the feel as your teeth go through it, maybe the gooiness in your mouth. Try and find a healthier alternative that gives you that same pleasure, but in a healthier way. And if not, Google how to make a healthy version of a donut, healthier alternatives, and see what pops up, because there will be all sorts of different things that you can create yourself. Cloud bread to a degree, and you could always make your sweet version of a cloud bread which is made out from egg whites, and maybe put cinnamon and other flavor. I mean, I'm not a fan of cinnamon, but choose the flavors that you like and make your own version that's a healthier option. You might think, I can't be bothered with that. Okay, well then you might, it all takes some commitment. It takes a commitment to decide. If you're struggling with menopause weight gain, fat gain, it does take sometimes a sacrifice, but that's where the joy of missing out, if you can reframe it in your mind, is so powerful. So I hope that's been helpful to you. Please give it a thumbs up if you've not done so already. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes. Next week, I will be talking all about belly fat loss in menopause. Thank you for your company, and I look forward to chatting with you again soon.